oh my gosh, Kim Go-eun. Siya talaga ang star nito. Arya Shaman in real life. Ang understanding ko sa mga shaman, they imbibe like a spirit diba? Parang may ganun siya. She was fully immersed in it. I'm like, paano kaya yun after gaano kadaming salt ang kailangan niya itapon? 1, 2, sarang! Hey!
Annyeong. This is Monica.
Annyeong. This is Trency.
Annyeong. This is Bia. Horror?
Wow, horror? Ganun klaseng horror talaga yon?
Welcome to another episode of One to Sarang!
Hi!
O, diba? Damang-dama nyo naman sa pag-intro namin na ang pag-uusapin namin ngayon ay love. Wow!
Because love is dark.
Yeah, and scary.
Yeah, and scary.
Generational love.
Ayan. No, but really, kasi, diba, sa Korea, kapag summer, doon nauuso yung mga horror. Kung bakit, di ko rin alam. Alam nyo ba kung bakit summer
Hindi
horror?
ko alam.
Kasi mainit. So, and you feel like you're in the pits of hell.
Okay, tama naman. Yun ang nararamdaman
It's a
natin
fact.
umaga because
Actually.
umaabot ng 40 degrees Celsius yung nararamdaman nating init dahil sa sama ng panahon. But yeah, we're talking about something also scary, just like the heat. Scary nga ba? Malalaman natin. Today, we'll be talking about the film called Exuma.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Hi!
Exuma.
Exuma.
Bakit
wow.
Dracula?
Kaya nga Yun lang kasi yung scary voice na kaya ko. Baka isipin na may Dracula. But no, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this film. As in, sobrang laki nitong movie na to. In fact, it's already on its 7th consecutive, mag-8th, going towards the 8th as of recording, consecutive weekend of showing in South Korea. It has already surpassed $80 million in sales. And again, that's just in South Korea. It has been also called the most successful Korean film in certain Southeast Asian countries, particularly in Indonesia and in Vietnam, with more than 2 million moviegoers from each country. So, ganyan. Parang nag-resonate siya. Pag-usapan natin kung bakit kaya nag-resonate din siya dun sa mga culture na yon. And, of course, this film also had a huge premiere. It was premiered at the 74th Berlin International Film Festival last February 16, 2024. Kung hindi nyo pa naririnig yung tungkol dito, anong meron? Bakit? Anong ginagawa nyo sa buhay nyo?
I think kailangan din silang magpa-exuma.
Kailangan nilang i-check kung meron bang mga shadows all around them. So, we were so lucky because we were able to catch the film yesterday. Hopefully, kapag nalabas namin tong episode na to, ay showing pa rin siya so that you guys could still give it a chance. Kung hindi, di mag-fly kayo to Korea. Parang tuloy-tuloy pa rin dun
Correct!
Diba? Why not? Okay.
Easy peasy.
So, correct. So, ang pag-uusapan namin, ito lang, simple lang yung mga questions namin for this episode. First, pag-uusapan namin ang aming mga first impressions. Second, we will be talking about the themes na lumabas dito sa film. And then finally, ang aming one-line review. Papanoorin nyo ba o hindi? Parang ganon ang peg ng aming tanungan for our one-line review. Okay, so talking about this film, umpisa na natin sa kanyang summary. I love the summary in IMDb. It was so short and concise. Ang sabi sa IMDb, the process of excavating an ominous grave unleashes dreadful consequences buried underneath.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yan, di ba?
But
Very
I miss
short and
Asian
concise.
Wiki though.
Oo nga
Oh.
Ano kaya sabi ni Asian Wiki na parang a geomancer. Okay, ayoko naman mag-attempt. Nag-stop na. Hindi na nag-ano.
Hindi na pinilit.
Actually,
Sige, para si Monica may sasabihin.
wala naman.
Ay.
Nakikinig ako, natutuwa ako. Natutuwa ako sa pelikulang
Akala ko.
to So, sobrang excited ako sa episode na to.
Akala ko meron kang submarina acting.
Hindi pwede. Kasi
Hirap.
parang ang tricky. Actually, guys, sinasuggest nila sa akin kagabi na, makeup mo bukas? Maglalagay ka ba rin ng writings on your face?
Correct.
And I was seriously like considering it. But I was like, parang merong borders to like, hindi ko alam kung ano mangyayari sa akin if I put like Buddhist scriptures on my face. Like,
That's
is
true.
it, I mean, it's also, it is disrespectful too, and alam mo yun, parang it's I didn't want to touch it, so saks lang tayo today.
Tsaka may hirapan kami
Respectful tayo
makipag-usap
today.
sa'yo.
Oo nga.
Kasi ang hirap, last time naka-shades ka, ang hirap Paano pa kung puro tattoo yung mukha mo, di ba? It's a whole
Sana
whole
nag-ano
different
na lang
level.
ako. Polka dots.
Oo. Or kaya nilagay mo na lang yon in your body. Parang
Somewhere.
yung body.
Correct.
Parang nagjungkok ka. Okay, bakit namin pinag-uusapan itong mga tattoo na to? Dahil lumabas yun sa film, pero bago yan, alamin muna natin kung sino nga ba ang cast nitong pelikulang ito. It is led by our foursome na Ghostbusters. Kung ilalagay mo siya sa Western world, parang gano'n ang ginagawa nila. We have, of course, the fabulous Choi Min-sik. He is a geomancer here and his role is Kim Dong-sok. Si Choi Min-sik was also seen in Old Boy, I Saw the Devil, and Nameless Gangster. So, mas Korean films talaga siya. Parang sa K-drama world, wala talaga akong makita. Kaya pala, hindi siya familiar sa akin as someone who doesn't really watch a lot of Korean films. Ayan. And, grabe, ang kanyang actingan talaga dito sa film na to. We also have Kim Go-eun. She played the shaman called Hwarim. Of course, we love her so much. We've talked about her in mga episode na napag-usapan namin. Ayan, Little Women. Yun lang pala. Yung episode niya na napag-usapan natin.
But I think we've mentioned
Alam ko
her
madami.
many, many times.
Correct. Napag-uusapan
Yeah,
natin
we
siya.
always
As a
do.
big fan of her.
Yes, she was also in Goblin, The King, Eternal Monarch, and Yumi Cells. At
Yes.
ito na, ang tatuan, ang katawan. San ba tayo kailangan mag-gym para makita din natin ang isang shaman na
Correct.
tatuan? Nagbubuhat lang ng weights. Ang isang lido, yun. He
Correct.
played Bonggil. Ito pala. Yung sabi ko na ang dami na naming episodes na napag-usapan siya. The Glory, The Good
Correct.
Bad Mother,
My God.
Youth of May. Kung hindi naman kami fanay, ewan ko na kung ano kami ni Lido.
Kaya
yun.
actually, siya ang real reason kung bakit tayo nanonood ng Exuma.
Sa totoo.
Sa totoo. Sa
Diba?
sa kanyang man bun and all those
Yes.
tattoos.
Correct.
Sino nagsabi nun, malajungkok pa nga siyang
Me.
stand
Sabi ni Monica.
That's
vibes.
what's that what I mentioned in
Ayun.
our What Hell You Watching episode?
Yes.
Like, a few
yes.
episodes ago, just a few episodes ago.
Correct.
Diba? Tama naman ako, diba?
Yes.
Standing next to you.
Exactly. And grabe, diba? Parang after nating makita, yung lumabas yung nag-viral yung video niya sa military na sumasayo na that, I like it, diba? Tapos biglang, as a shaman, I think yes.
Correct.
Defend our country. Ganon. Mamaya malalaman nyo kung bakit may defend our country. Kung hindi nyo pa napapanood tong film na to. And then finally, to complete our foursome of Ghostbusters, we have Yoo Hae-jin. He played the Undertaker / funeral director Ko Yung-gun. And he was seen in Confidential Assignment, A Taxi Driver, The Pirates. These are all films. And suki din siya sa mga variety ni PD na. Nandun siya sa 3 Meals a Day and Korean Hostel in Spain. Yes, kaya siya familiar sa akin kasi hindi ko pa siya nakikita sa mga shows na K-drama, K-variety, na film, pero sa K-variety ng PD na.
Oo nga.
Ayan. Ever present siya. Tapos ngayon ko siya nakita, hey, he's serious here. Alam ko naman mag-variety siya doon, di ba? Habang nagdidig ng grave, di ba? Bakit ganon?
Although, to be fair, yung character niya was kind of like the comic relief of sorts.
That's true.
So,
he had
pasok
his
naman.
moments.
Oo.
It helped us breathe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Yoo Hae-jin. Kaya ka paborito ni PD na. The film is written and directed by Jang Jae-yoon, and his previous films are The Priests and Svaha, the Sixth Finver. So, parang medyo ganun din daw yung vibes ng mga previous films niya. Medyo, a little bit about the mga medyo occult films, parang ganun yung mga peg niya.
Oo.
But according to one review that I read, this one, parang dito na, parang naging fully developed yung mga ideas na fina-flesh out niya dun sa mga previous yun na films. Kaya Hello, nag-premiere nga sa, sa Berlin. So, why not? Congratulations sa kanya. So there, that is our episode. Na joke lang. Ayan ang aming preview about the film. Ngayon, pag-usapan na natin dahil pinanood namin siya kahapon, si Monica, for the second time.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
kayo, did you like it? What did you think about it?
Sige, I'll start. Syempre coming in, Simon was all, parang, oh my God, it's so good, let's watch it. Ganyan, so parang, na-excite din kami, alam mo yun. And also, ang dami kasing nagsasabi nga, and the reviews are good, like, sobrang box office hit siya. So, coming into it, talagang, medyo mataas talaga yung expectations ko of the film. And, as a shaman advocate,
Advocate talaga.
advocate of the shaman culture, to propagate this very interesting part of the Korean culture. Very interested din naman ako. And also, parang makita natin ang manban ni Lee Do-yoon. Correct. Sa totoo lang, sa Instagram kasi sobrang daming reels na ganun lahat. Para ko like, alam mo, sige na, manood na ako ng Exuma for you. Okay. And then, coming into it, syempre horror, di ba? But I didn't expect it to be parang milder. I was kind of actually expecting it to be like really in your face kind of horror situation. But it ended up na, yun nga, parang it had like a deeper message to it that I feel like we're gonna discuss later.
Yes.
So, dun ako natuwa about it, na parang they packaged it na parang horror siya, but there's parang tinahi nila yung story ng Korea into the shaman culture and the occult and all that stuff. So, I was pretty happy about that. Because, I mean, like, it a film that makes you want to talk about it for hours is a great film. And that's what happened to us, right? After natin manood, parang ang tagal nung discussion namin about it. Kasi parang we were also, it made us curious about the shaman culture. It made us curious about Korean history. Kasi ang daming history din na pinasok doon. Alam mo yun, nag-google kami. Like, we wanted to know more about what happened in the film. So, I really loved that. May mga parts lang that I didn't like. I felt like, sabi ko nga sa kanila na, it felt like it could be a K-drama. You know what I mean? Ang dami kasing mga bits na hindi na-explain ng maayos. Maybe you need a little bit more context. Kasi since, a lot of it is, embedded na into Korean culture. But if you're gonna show it to an international audience, mas kailangan ng ganong fleshing out of the details. Basta parang marami siya. And I feel like it didn't help na it's all in chapters. Parang ganun. So, parang may ganun akong na-feel. Ayun. And, may sense of disbelief din kasi towards the end eh. So, if I'm gonna like spoil it a bit, for those who haven't seen it yet and would want to see it, parang towards the end kasi, nagkaroon ng parang like otherworldly creature who came in. And I didn't expect that. So, medyo, whoa, najar ako ng slight. But it was important in the storyline. But as an audience member, medyo something about how they parang slid that into the story kind of didn't like rest well with me. You know what I mean?
Yes, agreed.
I'm still trying to figure out why. But, ayun. So, but on the overall, was a great film. I mean, like, the actors are great, honestly. Like, they really carried it out. And their whole dedication to, showing the shaman culture. Parang nga siyang shamanism extravaganza. As in, parang, yung
Your
feeling ko parang,
jams. An expo, ganyan. Shaman expo.
Shaman expo. Parang like, ano kayang bagong ritual ang pwede nating ipasok sa part na to ng film? Parang may ganun siyang feel. So, natuwa naman ako sa dedication ng cast doon. And of course, like, they're all great freaking actors. So, of course, nagawa nila ng maganda. So, yun. But on the overall, I enjoyed it. May mga certain bits lang ako na I'd hoped was better executed.
Yeah.
Ayun, yun lang naman. That's
Agreed.
it for me.
agreed. Since sabi ni Mon, siya yung maglalast. So, sundot na ako sa sinabi mo. Like, I feel like ang dami ngang mga lacking in terms of storytelling. Like, parang I look at it, kahit na dinivide niya into like 5 chapters, diba?
Yeah.
Pero para sa akin, honestly, it could have been like 2 arcs basically. The first arc is yung story ni grandfather, yung unang grave na kanilang inexhume. And then, the second is that the anima, yung inexhume na parang double pala yung yung burial na nangyari dun sa site na yun. Like, the first arc was great because even if we're only just a little bit familiar about some of the rituals that they do, meron kasi tayong siguro familiarity about it. That's why we could relate to it. And it was also set up well. Parang maganda kasi yung parang naintindihan mo, parang coming in na, kunwari, wala naman ako alam kung paano ba yung mga ritual na yan. There was a bit at the start na parang, okay, ito yung trabaho niya, ganito yung ginagawa niya. Para sa culture na to, mahalaga sa kanila na kumakain yung patay. Parang may ganun ka ng understanding. Parang klaro sa'yo na ito yung nangyayari per family. Pero yung second arc, yung bigla na lang siyang naging lumaki. It's not about the family anymore. It became about the whole country now. And there were so many things na hindi man lang na lay down ng konti. Kasi hindi mo naman kailangan ng full explanation. I would like to think that we're intelligent moviegoers. We watch a lot of K-dramas. They don't need like an explanation like, okay, Japanese ghost, 1, 2, 3. We didn't need that. But even just a good setup to it for us to be able to fully understand it as it was unfolding before you. Yun dun ako na-frustrate dun sa second part. Kasi, madami kasi, kunwari, may mga films na naiintindihan mo na yung story at a very shallow level. And then later on, ma-realize mo, oh my gosh, kaya pala ganon. Yung parang may ganon kang discovery. Ito kasi, dun sa second arc, hindi mo na nga siya na-gets. Tapos parang, okay, kaya pala. Parang naging afterthought siya kasi nag-research ka. So, dun ko na-feel na lacking yung second part for me. But yes, all in all, oh my gosh, Kim Go-eun. Like, grabe talaga siya dito sa film na to. I was so impressed by her. Like, obviously, si Lee Do-hyun naman, matagal na akong nagpa-fangirl sa kanya. Pero si Kim Go-eun talaga, para sa akin, yung bright spot nitong film na to.
Yeah.
So, everything is so well made. Like, all the execution, yung mga, the way it's a horror film, diba? So, parang may mga parts na everything was well executed. Pero si Go-eun kasi, iba yung command niya. Parang pagpasok pa lang niya, basta nasa eksena siya, wala. Siya talaga ang star nito. Arya Shaman in real life. Like, but, diba, we were also talking about how scared we were for her. Like,
yeah. For them in general.
Yeah, diba? Pero like ako, kasi ang understanding ko sa mga shaman, parang they imbibe like a spirit diba? Parang may ganun siya. So like, it's so scary to be acting that because papaano, hindi ka naman na arte na half-half lang, lalo na how she did it.
True.
She was fully immersed in it. I'm like, papaano kaya yun after gano'ng kadaming salt ang kailangan niya itapon?
Gano'ng kalakas ang pagpatong nila ng salt sa mga katawan nila.
Tsaka,
right?
Parang, so ano yun, meron talaga siyang acceptance na for sure meron siyang matatap na spirit or something.
Exactly,
kasi,
diba?
I mean, to say yes to that assignment, that's huge, diba? And scary.
Exactly.
Parang you kind of need to be a certain kind of strong person to accept that, I guess. So, sobrang nakakahanga talaga.
As in, grabe talaga siya dito. As in, kung paano siya, kasi syempre nakilala ko siya as ingenue sa Goblin. Tapos biglang naging strong, independent woman siya sa Little Women. Tapos dito parang, girl! Tapos kapag nag-chant siya, diba, parang, ay, Cynthia Alexander. Kasi di ba parang pag nag-chant, di ba usually parang wala sa tono yung mga nag-chant, pero siya may earthiness.
Grace Nono, who's actually
Grace
like,
Nono.
who really studies that culture, or local culture, or equivalent shaman culture.
Diba? Babaylan. Ganun. I love it. So yun, basically, that's what I think about it. Kim Go-eun, big check. In terms of execution, Arc 1, check. Arc 2,
Actually. Funny, I mean, so, marami ako na babasa nga sa review na a lot wish na hanggang arc 1 lang. Kasi parang ma-accept na nila yun. And it was a really decent first part, diba? Like, the generational haunting, it's very, and it was already political because it's basically the family not honoring na the, Grandpa Park. Kaya, they moved to the US. So, kumbaga, iniwan nila sa Korea yung lolo nila. Kaya, hinahunting sila and kaya galit na galit sila and he wants to take them back. Kasi nga, hindi siya nabigyan ng honor na in their culture is very important. Like, yung afterlife, diba? So, sobrang solid nun. And even like, for international viewers, I feel like that's already enough fuel to make a great story, to make a great film. But ayun nga, madaming super nag-question about them pushing it forward pa to the anima plot. Na, ang feeling ko naman doon, actually, nung first, hindi ko siya masyado ding naintindihan. But I was so immersed with how much I really appreciated the film because it opened doors for me in terms of the shaman culture. Because, like, when we saw it, we saw bits of it, like, say, in, what do you call this? The Glory, and, ano yun, yung kay Song Inguk. Ano yun?
Kay So In-guk.
So In-guk, sorry.
Gosh, favorite ng husband ko yung
that show and stuff like that. It's all very, may pagka-daily spiritual needs siya. Kind of level of shamanism. Pero ito, iba, parang pangangailangan talaga siya ng 1%.
Yes.
Yun, nabuksan nga. It's like, it really felt like I opened the textbook and I wanted to know more. And then, nung dumating siya sa anima plot nga, sa second part, I knew it involved a lot of history that I knew nothing about. That's why I was so confused. Kaya I accepted it na lang and told myself na I'll just research more. Because, like, obviously, the filmmakers, they probably didn't expect to, like, that it will be this big, like, internationally, I guess. Like, you know how some filmmakers, basta you work on the story that you appreciate yourself, and then just focus on it, and it's okay. Sometimes it'll be a hit sa international audience, sometimes hindi. But point is, it's nice to, like, focus on what you know, instead of, meron din kasi mga filmmakers na, from the get-go, I want this to be an international success. So they kind of, like, make sure that the story, the script, the casting is palatable to the non-Korean audience. Parang ganon. So, nung time na yun, iniisip ko, at least they know that they just want to focus on what they know. And kahit na Korean audience yung iniisip nila, like, I applaud that. Kasi, hindi sila, kumbaga, suck up to be bigger, like a bigger kind of film that they want to be, if ever naging thought man nila yun. But anyway, on the second watching though, parang mas lalo ko siyang nahimay. Like, parang lalo ko siyang mas naisipan. At lalo kong mas nakita ko yung mga little bits na nakatulong din sa curiosity, I guess. Like, pero hindi ko pa rin din pala alam kung anong ibig sabihin nila. Like, kunyari, the head with the snake, the head on the snake, yung parang may sinusulat na writing di ba yung nagkaroon ng, nung hinaunt siya ni Giant Ghost, si Lee Do-yoon, parang nagsiscribble ng something yung via his finger, si Lee Do-yoon habang nakahiga para magising siya and stuff. Apparently, it's something that people do so that they snap out of it, so that they can get out of that side. They can go back to the human
parang
realm.
Grounding.
Parang ganon. Parang grounding siya. So, mas napansin ko na yung mga little bits na nun. At mas na-excite ako. And also, gusto ko lang din, on a side note, na-appreciate ko rin na ang ganda-ganda ng sinehan ng Rockwell, ng Power Plant. With Atmos pa.
Shout out!
Kasi extra immersive nung experience. Like, gustong-gusto ko kasi in this film how when they do like the shaman rituals, ang ingay.
You hear it everywhere.
As in, sobrang
Yeah.
ingay, like the
Yeah.
gongs, the drums, ang ingay talaga ng proseso. Kaya extra nakakaano siya, feeling mo sinasapian ka almost, alam mo yun. Kasi ganun yung nagiging resulta ng ganun lakas na music. Na hindi ko na siya naramdaman when I watched it in SM. Hoy, umayos kayo. Pinanood ko kasi siya first sa
Shout out.
As My Son. So, yung mga ganun details ba, nakakatuwa na for sure intentional yung mga ganun, yung Atmos experience, na nakatulong din sa experience on, appreciating the film more. I wanna ride on what you were saying, Trency, and how we talked so much about the film afterwards. Kasi, kaya ko rin naman siya pinupush for the longest time na panoorin nyo na. Kasi kailangan mo talaga ng kausap. Hindi mo talaga kaya na wala kang kausap about it. It's like a discussion kind of film talaga, which makes it like even great. I mean, I really dig these kinds of films. The ones that, open up conversations talaga and really open up thoughts, na shared thoughts pa. And like together, we were piecing together kung bakit baka kasi ganito yung Buddhist culture, kaya ganito. Baka kasi ganito kasi yung beliefs ng Eastern cultures, kaya ganito. It's very, very interesting. And it's always nice to know more about the world. And even better when that knowledge is shared by other people. Like you shared with other people, diba? So, ayun. Yes, I do like this film. I really like this film a lot. In terms of like the changes, I don't know. Although we keep on saying na sana mas hashed out nga yung second part of the film. For me, and feeling ko dahil ako lang din to, like, dahil mahilig talaga ako sa research. At dahil napa-research ako ng bonggang-bongga afterwards. Okay lang sa akin na hindi ko naintindihan yung anima na yun. Alam mo yun? Parang, like, I'm sure, definitely, hindi naman lahat ng tao parang ako. So, it would be nice, of course, if it was laid out better.
Yeah.
But, at least for me, like, I want to thank the creators, the filmmakers, for getting me back on history books, on the history pages, because I mean, suki na ako doon a long time ago, like, with Filipino history because of, like, the period films that I've done before. But, like, it's nice. It's always nice to, like, look at different direction and check out the history of other places, diba? So,
super
ayun,
true.
Ayun lang.
Actually, riding on that, just to add, kasi you mentioned nga na parang a lot of people preferred the first arc over the second arc. Sana yung first arc na lang. Ako, I prefer the second arc, honestly. Kasi parang I feel like it gives the movie weight eh. Kasi yung first kasi parang sure it has like, yung may background siya on politics, and not even politics, like, family trauma. Alam mo yan? And then you can see that in all of the horror films.
Totoo din
Diba?
naman.
Yun naman yung backdrop ng maraming horror films eh. Like, shared curse. Alam mo yun? Mga parang multo na pumapasa between family members. Bahay na minumulto for years. But the second bit kasi gives it more meaning for me. And even if I don't understand it so much, parang it makes the film different from all the other horror films out there. Kasi nagkakaroon siya ng mas political angle tuloy.
Yeah.
It's saying something different na.
Yeah.
Which is for me, sana yun na lang yung binuild nila. Para at least dire-diretso na, alam mo yun. Kaya kasi ang haba kasi nung parang pang intro lang talaga si Grandpa Parks eh. Para lang mabuksan yung kabaong na kahoy.
Yeah.
In-intro lang siya. So,
Yeah.
they spent so much time on that part.
Exactly.
Sana they just, alam mo yun, ginawa lang segue. Tapos ito pa, di ba sa start nagkaroon pa ng isa pang burial. And that supposedly like to introduce us to that world. Sana hindi na lang yun. Sana si Grandpa Parks na lang yung ginawa nilang intro to that. And then they spent the entire time explaining or showcasing the rest of it. Kasi I would have loved for more information. Kasi the more you have, the more information you also have that they're given to us, the more you can search about it. Alam mo, it makes, Googling easier. Diba?
And like, parang ako, simply the second arc, storytelling-wise, bitin. Wala. Sobrang, it fell flat. Parang, ikwento na lang natin ng maayos. Like, kasi pwede mo naman makwento kahit na hindi mo naintindihan yung history, tas magigets mo pa rin yung naging journey eh. But there were so many things that wala kang, kahit story context man lang, bigla na lang nag-appear. So
correct.
parang, that's the part that's super lang lacking. Like, I'm also part of the people who love researching after watching a film, even a K-drama, even like simple things. Pero ito
As
kasi
a Reddit
parang,
girly.
yes, as a Reddit girly, a resident Reddit girly. Dami ko ng karma, ganyan. Pero, yun lang, dun lang ako, parang ngayon, yung pag-search ko is because of frustration. Parang gano'n. Hindi siya yung parang,
correct.
oh my God, ang galing! Gusto ko pang malaman. Hindi tuloy
correct.
naging gano'n. Parang yun lang. But anyway, I mean, he's a young director. He was born 81. He's just like 4 years older than me and Mon. So like, yung siguro, ikaw kasi 5 years na siya sa'yo. Pero,
1 year difference lang. Proud ako. Why?
as an 81-liner siya. Pero diba, parang nakita naman natin yung, sabi nga, yung progress nung storytelling niya. So, the next one, maybe, baka yun na talaga ma-fully realize na. Kasi maganda naman yung messaging and it's something that resonates and so also very current. And speaking of that, sige, pag-usapan na rin natin yung mga themes na lumabas doon because obviously, a lot of it was pegged on the Geomancer who was Choi Min-sik nga. So, and we know that feng shui is all about balance and harmony. So, dito, ayun din, di ba? It was very clear, or maybe because we're exposed to feng shui, yung 5 elements, di ba? There's wood, fire, earth, water, metal. So, kailangan yan in harmony. Pero isa din sa mga binanggit dun sa movie, I think it was Kim Go-eun who said it, na parang yung humans are the superior beings because we have the balance of the spirit world because we have a soul and we also have an earthly body. As opposed na, di ba, as a shaman na nakikita niya ko na yung spiritual world na naghahanap ng katawan or kailangan ng pumunta sa afterlife. So, parang yun yung kaya sinabi niyang mas superior beings yung mga humans. Madaming mga scenes and madami ding mga plot that was driven by this. Madaming mga plot points about balance and harmony. Ano sa palagay niyo dito? Yung sa imbalance ba na pinakita nila, was it effective in their storytelling? Madami kasi dito sa pinaka-themes nila. Yun nga, na parang, kunwari, in the real world, hindi parang may imbalance dito sa family ni Grandpa Park. So, para ma-balance siya, kailangan ma-send tong soul sa afterlife. So, madaming mga times na pinalabas yon. And one of those na, like what Mon mentioned, was about how they could overcome the anima, which is supposed to be the super superior being na hindi daw talaga kaya. Na kahit daw, ibang older generations, because yung si Hwarim, her lola is always with her as her spirit guide, if that's what you call it, na sinabi niya na encounter na daw din niya yun dati pero hindi daw talaga with the fox eyes and all of that. So the way that they were able to overcome him is through the Geomancer realizing na okay, he's made of metal and fire. So to overcome it, you have to put wood and water, which is actually stronger. So yun. So yun yung balance na So what do you guys think about those themes that were used in the film?
Ako, as an overall theme, they were trying to show that Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
With the politics, alam mo yun, imbalance of like having to cut the tiger in half.
Yeah.
Pero dun nagkulang for me.
Yeah.
Kasi you can only see one side of things
Yeah.
But I guess siguro nga context kasi yung kailangan natin for the most part. Kasi hindi mo ma-feel yung imbalance ng buong mundo na yun kasi hindi siya pinakita. For example, like yung North Korean, South Korean thing. Japan versus, erase. Yung Japan versus Korea. Parang, there was no parang terror na pinakita na based on that experience. So, walang contrast yung journey ng grupo na to to release that tension. Am I explaining myself correctly?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
super gets.
It feels very one-sided. Kung ganon. If we're making balance and harmony a theme of the film.
Yeah.
Parang hindi niya...
Kasi yung hurt ng Korea lang yung nakikita natin. Parang ganon.
not necessarily, but what I'm saying is yung hurt hindi natin nakikita. Kasi hindi natin nakikita eh. It's all in context lang eh.
Yeah.
It's all here
Pero,
lang eh.
Yeah.
On that though, I feel like that's where pumapasok yung... Kasi pelikula nila to. Parang kumbaga meron silang assumption na kwento namin to, ito yung alam namin, hindi nyo kailangan... Hindi
But
naman...
honestly though, I feel like that
Parang,
is... Sige, go, continue.
Ano siya? Parang them thinking that kaya ako nasabi din na baka hindi nila in-expect na wider ang audience nila. Kasi inaakala na ang makakapanood lang ng pelikulang to at and I guess makaka-appreciate are those who are Koreans, who really know who are still carrying like, you know, the pain that happened between Japan and Korea.
What's that term called? Yung pain na yun. I forget the what's called.
Basta yung bubog na yun.
Yung bubog.
Parang national consciousness.
National
So, that's why, na-feel ko na hindi nila kailangan i-explain. And I feel like, I mean, very, very valid naman to feel this way. Pero na-feel ko lang din kasi na hindi na naman nila kailangan just because yun nga, parang for them, kwento nila to. Kumbaga, sobrang ano lang tayo. Tayong international audience, like, footnote lang tayo sa the possibility na mapapanood natin to.
Super gets, but I think parang yung nakikita ko rin sa sinasabi ni Trency, parang nabigla lang tayo, nabiglang, ito na pala siya. Parang sana may konti lang, kahit it doesn't have to be a lengthy, parang kahit isa lang na, nung sinabi siguro na, he sold our country to the Japanese. Parang, baka may something pa doon na magdadala pa ng konti lang na bigat to propel you to the next part. Parang doon ako nakulangan na parang disconnected
however,
kasi yung part 1 sa part 2 eh.
Hindi ko alam pero yung line when he said, nung na-reveal nga that he sold our country to the Japanese, sobrang naintindihan ko na lahat. Hindi ko alam kung dahil super aware ako sa history nila. Pero with that line alone, okay na ako. Parang may solution na in my head. Ay, may reasonings na in my head why this was happening. Parang ganun.
For me kasi parang, I mean, we always talk about naman their history of For me, what was lacking is the visual storytelling of it. Kasi parang you cannot always rely on people knowing everything.
Exactly.
I guess. Kasi parang honestly for me, I feel like they were really targeting an international audience with this. Nung lumabas pa lang nasa California, sila para ko like, they were trying to like attract like a bigger audience. Kasi
ako hindi.
Talaga.
Important sa akin yung America kasi iniwan nila yung grandpa nila sa Korea. Yung reason ko ba't galit si Korea. So, kaya important na as in, umalis sila ng land nila.
Para kasing ang showcase ng California eh. Kaya yun yung na-feel ko sa true.
We didn't even see California as California.
Pero like, sorry. I'm not contradicting you or anything. I'm just like saying my point of view. So, yung akin kasi parang, yun nga, parang it was like a showcase of that lang. Na parang, and like, I actually saw, like people talking about it pa nga na parang, like the mere fact na they also did that, parang, it's a sense of familiarity for a lot of people to see that. So, parang, mas attractive tulo siya. If they did it intentionally, okay. But if they didn't do it intentionally, ito yung result. Parang, may ganun akong nababasa. Kasi go, Pia.
Ay, hindi. Kasi alam ko na. Kasi may nabasa ako kanina. Because, ako, personally, I missed the first scene, which was crucial in setting the groundwork for the story. Because apparently, the flight attendant mistook Lee Do-hyun's character as Japanese. May ganong siyang yun yung kulang natin. Because nandun, parang when we sat down, ako personally, when I sat down and settled down, nandun na sila sa bahay eh. So, na-miss ko kasi yung part na yon. Siguro kung dun pa lang, medyo na-gets ko na okay, this is something bigger. Kasi parang naano si Do-hyun na parang nag-react daw siya na, I'm not Japanese, I'm Korean. Parang may ganun na, may sense of identity kagad from the start. So, siguro yun yung disconnect ko. Okay, ngayon ko lang naalala. It was basically Korea versus Japan for the most part. Na nabigla ako sa gitna na parang saan to nanggaling? So, yun nga, kasi hindi siya na-set sa akin sa umpisa.
Yung the place na yun.
This time kasi I was wondering bakit di nyo na-feel, but anyway, ayun lang. Baka yun nga yun. I didn't realize na ganun pala ka crucial yung first line na yun. Kasi nung time na yun, I mean, when I saw that nga, na tapos But Gon still replied in Japanese, like, telling the flight attendant na, no, I'm Korean, but in Japanese. Di ba, humirat ka pa nga, Trensina, akala mo Korean film to, kasi nagja-Japanese siya nun.
Correct.
Parang, naalala ko, naisip ko nun, hindi ko siya masyadong inisip as like an identity thing, because, nag-Japanese si Gon, parang inisip ko na lang na, shamans know a lot.
Kasi totoo naman kasi parang, pero so true, ayun din yung naisip ko nun. Kasi parang, do sa mga shaman shows din na napanood ko, if they needed like a stronger shaman, they would usually get from Japan. Kasi they have like, and then may napanood pa ako, what show was this? I forget. Basta there's this one show na parang, there's a specific spirit that comes from Japan na pumuntang Korea. Ang ganda, no?
Parang may mga ganun nga.
So they need to get like a Japanese shaman to deal with it.
That's why they have, parang ang pagkaintindi ko, yung mga shaman, Buddhist culture sa kanila. Kaya may mga demons ang Japanese, diba? Pero sa Korea, I'm not sure if they do, pero mas prominent yung mga Japanese demons. Kasi, literal, they mingle with the people. Gets? Kaya sila shapeshifters. In fact, yung anima, yung Gisune, yung Kitsune, they say that it's actually Kitsune is actually fox in Japan, and shapeshifter siya. So, kumbaga, powerful demon. So, kumbaga, meron talagang mga established facts that I guess, hindi lang din talaga natin alam, pero very natural na yun sa kanila. Hindi ko nga alam kung
but that
baka
was
kaya din
explained
nila,
well naman na fox yung si Gisune. Parang clear naman siya.
Hindi, pero inisip ko lang on that thought, hindi ko lang alam kung baka din hindi nila naisip na i-explain kasi ganun lang siya ka normal, top of mind kind of knowledge for them that they don't need to like himay and explain to the audience because...
But that was very clear for me. Like siya, kasi yung may mga fox right there and then they already said, the eyes of the fox. So that was clear. Sa akin talaga, yung pinaka-unclear na part was really biglang yung grave diggers na apparently ang ginagawa pala nila, nalaman ko kanina kaka-search ko, hindi sila nagdidig ng graves. They were looking for the irons, yung spine na nilagay ng mga Hapon na parang, na-explain ba yun? Nakatulog ba ako? Hindi ko alam na may ganun pala siyang aspect.
In-explain yun. Na-explain siya. In-explain siya nung monk dun sa temple.
Alam mo, may na-realize ako. I really do think na parang they explained a lot of things. They just didn't explain it well. Kasi parang it feels like it. Kasi it feels like we're like grabbing at things, alam mo yun?
And
but
possible din kasi, actually, agree, and possible din kasi dahil hindi natin alam yung mundong to. Like, kunwari, ako narinig ko na naghahanap sila nung metal rods. Kasi hindi nyo siya na-catch. Gets? Parang hindi siya natural na kwento in our heads. Kaya hindi natin napipick up, gets? Unlike, like, kung kunwari, it's a film about, say, tikbalang. Like, the littlest things, ang dali i-process. Like, kung kunwari, may makita tayong garlic, whatever, parang napaprocess na natin in our head because ingrained na siya on what it's about. Pero ito, dahil nga, tas, syempre, may iba pa yung language, alam mo yon, hindi siya madali siyang ma-miss. Para hindi natin madaling na-realize na, shit, important pala yung detail na yon. Mga ganun ba?
Yes.
Sige. Napag-uusapan na rin natin to, like the metal rods and all of that. Because another one of the themes that was also very clear is yung sa borders. Because it was also about like the South Korea versus North Korea, or like how it's been divided, and also yun nga about Japan versus Korea, and also even the border of like the world in the physical realm and the world in the spiritual realm. So madami silang parang pinakita na parang maybe straddling those borders, people who would actually cross. Nandun din kay Grandpa Park na nagbigay ng loyalty sa mga Japanese, and then again, yung pagiging shaman, like straddling those worlds, and very clear yung theme ng borders dito sa film na to. So, pagdating dito sa film, ano yung, when it comes to like borders, I think we discussed a lot about it, talking about how Korea and Japan, which is obviously central to the second arc of the story. Nakatulong ba to sa pag-push nung narrative nila? Para sa inyo ba, ano ba yung pinaka-main na theme na yun ba parang kasi ako personally, yung pinaka-end niya is okay, unification, identity. Parang ganon. So parang, was the border thing even very important in pushing that narrative?
Alam mo, now that we're talking about it, and I appreciate that you brought up borders. Because it now, I don't know, just in my head, parang it makes sense, in a way, why they tried to explain their history through shamanism. Kasi shamanism is like, you know, death and present, death present, that line. And then, in their history, there's also that line. There's also a black and white. There's also a line between Korea and South Korea. Alam mo yun? And for me, ang nag-resonate sa utak ko ngayon is, that line is so fucking thin. Yun yung nasa utak ko ngayon. They're separated by that one small line. North and South Korea, by that one line.
Shit, ang ganda.
Alam mo yun? And then, you know, shamanism, you know, death and life, you know, you can be alive and then you're dead. Alam mo yun? And then there's also all these entities in this like small little part.
Correct.
The shamans, the human beings, and those who are dead. And then the thing is, the ones who are dead represent in this movie's case, yung mga Hapon. So parang kumbaga may historical link pa rin ulit tuloy siya. Na, alam mo yun, parang yung specific characterization na kailangan Japanese general pa siya. Tapos isang Korean traitor. And then sila yung ghosts. Alam mo yun? And they're all in this like line. And
sila
then you have these
patay.
like, and then you have these Korean shamans. And they're all battling in the middle. For these two things to kind of parang
harmonize, to be in balance.
Alam mo yun? Parang may ganun. So
meron,
yes,
sorry. Unaan ko lang, I guess meron din palang hopeful messaging. Kasi parang, yun nga, being able to balance. I mean, done. Like, closed book, they were able to resolve the anima problem. And then ang ending was the wedding.
Which was an imbalance for me, honestly.
Pero now, with this conversation though, na them being a family, and then parang meron, di ba meron pang yung, kasi so kinasal yung anak ni Kim Sandok, and then tinatawag niya yung tatlong Ghostbusters na, oy, sumama kayo dito, pamilya din kayo. Tapos meron pang, ayoko, family lang yan. Hindi, sige, family naman tayo. Parang may ganunan. Parang, I don't know, super cheesy, pero di ba parang may onting call to unify tayo. Kasi them figuring out how to take out the anima. It's basically, okay, yung metal rods kasi, yun yung linagay yon ng mga Japanese shamans kasi nagalit sila nung natalo sila ng mga Koreans dun sa very first war. Nung first time nilang sinakop kasi yung Korea, natalo sila. So, out of spite, they put those pegs, those rods, para ma-disrupt yung balance ng flow of energies, whatever, para mag-fail yung Korea. Parang ganun. Kaya nila protect yung anima kasi yun yung very last rod. Kasi, kumbaga, ayaw nila magpatalo. Gusto nila forever may downfall yung Korea kasi tinalo nila sila. And then the fact na they were able to solve that, kumbaga, parang may sa kwento parang dahil natanggal nila yung tinik. So, ibig sabihin, mas okay na ba yung flow ng Korea? Pero syempre, hindi nila mapapakita yon kasi hindi pa sila unified, diba? So, pinakita na lang nila in that very, very simple scene of the wedding na parang, we are family. Parang ganon. Very cheesy, pero parang i-accept ko kung ganon talaga yung intention ng kwento. Like, if it's all about that the history of Korea and like, the fine line between the past and the present, or maybe even the future, alam mo yun. And what they really want for this country, diba? So, it's nice.
And I really love what Chansey said about yung dun din sa mga borders. Like, ang dami kong biglang tumakbo sa utak ko because also like with their culture is about the yin and yang. That's also important in like yun nga, balance and all of that. And also the importance of the gray area bigla na parang okay, that very thin gray area, sometimes you really need to go there to go to, as what Monica pointed out, to that unity, to that family, to ano. Kasi parang, wow, I did not expect na biglang magiging ganito yung discussion, but anyway, the film was deep enough. But like with everything that's happening in the world right now, these are all about freaking borders that they're all fighting about, right?
Wow.
Actually,
We are also such victims of this right now, our country. But like, alam mo yun, parang i-cross lang, mag-usap lang ng maayos. Pwede yung mag-unify. Ha, okay, anyway,
Correct.
parang masyado na ako nadadala na ano, emotion ko. But yeah, wow, that parang ang dami ko biglang na-realize because of like this conversation. So I love it. Thank you.
Siguro
May
ano
add
lang, siguro to add on to the borders discussion and where, as we are discussing, where it is lacking. Parang feeling ko lang kasi, again, with what I also parang thought of like in terms of the balancing act of it. Parang, if the intention was reunification. Parang may ganun ako na-feel eh. Parang yun yung gusto nilang mangyari eh. Alam mo yun, especially since they mentioned pa North Korea. Para siguro yung kulang lang sa akin is more, I gets ko yung sinasabi mo na parang that last scene, they needed that para to make things better. Alam mo yun. And not just for the North and South, but then kasi nga yung pole na yun is parang, creating that vile environment eh.
Yeah.
Not just for the country, but for the individual characters. So them having that moment is also resolving their own conflicts with themselves. Ayun. And, now that I'm mentioning it, wala sila masyadong conflict, no? Yung conflict nila is with the pero wala sila masyadong internal conflict. Yung may internal conflict lang si Minshik actually. Kasi parang
Yung sa
clear kasi
daughter
na kailangan niya ng pere.
Oo. Pero connected pa rin siya sa main story kasi ang iniisip niya yung future ng anak niya
Ng
na
anak
buntis.
niya.
So, iniisip niya yung future ng generations ng pamilya niya.
Yun nga eh. So,
Na nabuntis ng isang hindi Korean.
German.
I don't want like
Correct.
a blonde, blue-eyed, baby. May ganun pa.
oo. May ganung parang patriotic sentiments,
Oo.
I guess. Alam mo yun? So, parang siguro for me, if we're talking borders and the yin and yang of everything else, maybe an ending that would have satisfied more of a showing of that balance. Kasi it feels sure, parang it offers like hope, it offers a better future, but it only offers it to a particular side. So parang, I mean, I'm sure, it's gonna be like whole fucking long ass film. Alam mo yan, and like, sobrang isang malaking script rewrite siya. But, yun lang yung sa akin. Parang like, if I had an ideal Exuma film, maybe it would have that kind of like more balanced ending that shows not just them, but also the other side. You know what I mean?
I feel though, like, yung naisip ko naman on that, going to when you were saying that hindi talaga masyadong napakita yung mga internal conflicts. Parang hindi natin kita yung mga kwento nila as people. But
correct.
nakita lang natin sila as shamans. So basically they're like the communicators that can go from this side to the other. And at the same time, I really, really liked in this film din kasi I really, really like how they also portrayed the shamans as normal people.
Yes.
Like how they showed go on in spin class and alam mo yun, bonggil in doing weights.
Yes.
And then si funeral director may gambling on the side. Yung mga ganun ba?
Correct.
Parang may pinapakita silang little bits of their life na not as a shaman.
Yeah.
So that nakikita din natin na normal people din naman tong mga to. So, kaya enough na rin sa akin for me yung wedding. Kasi, parang yun yung pangtuhog doon. Nakita natin sila as normal, real people. And them ending on a hopeful note on a messaging of unification. Pero, naka-focus on their story as, or on that side of them as real people. Parang ang ganda, may balance din siya for me, na yun yung ending na they decided on.
Yeah,
Just to emphasize kung gaano sila ka-human, alam nyo ba, na pagkatapos nilang i-exhume yung second grave na second na coffin na sobrang laki. So, napagod sila. Na dapat, nung gabing yun, parang gagawa na nila ng ritual dapat, di ba? Para ma-expel. Parang, tulog na lang tayo. Parang gano'n sila. Dinala na natin to sa temple, di ba?
Correct. Nag-noodles pa sila.
Kain muna tayo. Ngayon na ba? Hindi, tulog na muna tayo. Ayan, natulog. Tapos nun, inatake tuloy sila.
Actually, medyo yung bubog ko sa kanila. Minsan, iniisip ko parang like, shouldn't you know this? Parang like, isn't this basic in your language, you know? Like,
parang hindi pa ba enough na ang laki nung kabaong, di ba mag-panic tayo? Huwag na tayong kumain, guys.
Fun fact, the guy who played the giant is actually a 9-footer actor. Can you believe? Ganon siya katangkad. So guys, Korean siya. Korean talaga siya. Na-act yung actor,
ba siya?
Yung actor. Hindi ko alam actually. Pero kung narinig nyo to, i-research you guys. Kasi nakakawindang talaga pag makikita mo yung cast photos. Parang normal. I mean, kumbaga parang medyo patag na height. Tapos biglang may boom. As in, ang laking peak talaga. Kasi ang tangkad niya talaga.
Ano name niya? Shoutout natin.
I forget. Shout
Sige,
na.
I'll Google
Tapos,
it now.
ang galing pa, apparently, like, may what do you call that? Parang may historical record saying that one of the higher ranking officers in Japan, nung samurai Japan, matangkad talaga siya. He was described as a very gigantic. Hindi ko alam kung ano lang siya, gigantic personality or matangkad lang talaga siya. Pero parang most likely, dun nakapeg yung character.
Taller than average.
Kaya super laki niyang kalaban.
Alam mo, ang balita ko din, yung yung isa pang actor na running for this role is si Kwang Soo.
Okay. Sorry, you're gonna get some joke. Gets ko na.
Ang hirap, no? Bigyan lang.
Correct.
Sobrang lanky, no? Ghost. Nung anima.
Sorry.
Seryoso.
Hindi lumalabas kasi kasi wala dito sa lumalabas sa akin kung anong pangalan niya. Ipopost na lang namin on our Instagram para makita niyo rin yung photo niya outside of the scary anima makeup and all of that. Okay. So, I think eto na, mag-wrap up na tayo. Ano na yung inyong final thoughts about this film? Sige, pwedeng ako naman yung mauna. Me and then Chancy and then Mon. Final thoughts about the film. It was really well made. Like, it's such a great watch. It's pretty interesting. Kinaya ko namang kumain ng popcorn kahit na horror siya. And it's a lot to think about. May mga lacking, but I guess forgivable in the greater scheme of things. Ayun. Parang naging messy lang talaga sa akin yung second part. Okay. You, Chance.
Me. I guess similar sentiments. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a great film to watch. And if it creates conversation, makes you want to do research, then that is A+ for me. And that film did it for us talaga. I mean, the fact that we are already an hour into it, we didn't even finish what we're supposed to be saying.
Yeah.
In discussion means like we still have a lot to say. So, yun yung nakakatuwa. I mean, anything that creates discussion and make people talk about it. I mean, it opens, as Mon said earlier, doors nga to Korean culture apart from what we know lang. Like, yung mga like rom-coms and stuff. Going deeper into who they are, and really understanding where they are coming from sa mga napapanood natin at napapakinggan natin. Then, that is great. So, thank you so much sa mga gumawa po ng pelikulang to. Nakakatuwa. And honestly, I feel like there's gonna be a part 2. So, there's that feeling.
Could be. Para they deal with different coffins. Vile burial grounds naman. Ganon.
Correct. Ano na pala sila? Like, I'm sure may mga metal rods pa na nakakalat doon. Baka yun na yung eventual
sa north naman.
goal nila. Hindi ba? Or meron silang northern counterpart. Diba? Parang moving lang, diba? May northern...
at first, inisip ko, okay, yes, horror genre siya. But more of because it's like there's like a spiritual fear involved in it because, we can't control the other side. Kumbaga, ang alam lang kasi natin is yung side na alam natin, yung human side, yung reality. So parang, nakakatakot din naman talaga isipin na merong kabilang mundo at hindi natin alam kung paano tayo na-affect by them, by it, and it's a kind of fear na nakakatakot talaga. So, parang sakto naman na horror genre talaga siya. Sorry, kaya ako siya kinu-question kasi hindi talaga ako natakot in this film eh. Ito yung yung kinatakutan ko talaga eh. Yung entering that world and realizing na may ganung klaseng mundo. But then, after this conversation, naisip ko rin, oh my gosh, baka din possible din that this kind of horror is also the kind of horror na, alam mo yung masamang pinagdaanan ng mga Koreans for so long at binuhos nila to sa kwentong ganito. Kasi halatang-halata yung bubog nila eh. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
At least by the storytellers, the filmmakers. So it's the kind of horror that's actually born out of sadness, out of, disappointment, out of like, not out of feeling na they didn't have like the best past, parang ganon. So naisip ko, shit, para mas lumalim din pala yung pagka-horror nito, especially, and maybe that's why very resonating yung mga Korean audience towards this, kasi na-feel talaga nila yung identity, yung borders, everything that we discussed. So with that, I feel like in a way this could be, I don't know if it's an important film, but it's a film that is nice to have to keep people, especially the Koreans, for them to be always reminded of the situation, basically. Parang meron siyang messaging na huwag kayong mabibigo, pwede pa, kaya pa, parang ganon. Like, we can still solve this. So, may ganon pala silang sentiment. And, in a way, that's a very, very, I'm sure we're aware na may ganon namang sentiment most South Koreans. Pero, syempre, hindi tayo fully aware kasi hindi naman tayo Korean. So, it's nice to know that merong mga ganitong klaseng pelikula that maybe helps them process. So, kumbaga, ito yung medyo may pagka never forget kind of thing for them. I don't know. Ayun. I thank you, Bao.
Okay, so now it's time for our one-line review. Gawin natin to by age. Mag-start tayo sa ating uni na si Monica, and then me, the middle child. And our dongseng na si Trency. Okay, good.
Okay. So for my one-line review of Eczema, it leaves a lingering fear that explores the spiritual concepts I know not much about and the thirst for more understanding about the culture and history involved. Sorry, can I do that again? May hihirit pa sana ako. Oo, kaya hindi. Nag-stop kasi ako dahil parang, ay shit, 2 sentence na yun.
Ikaw naman bahalang mag-layout sa art card.
Correct.
I-edit mo na lang pagkatapos.
I-edit mo sarili.
Shit. Okay,
Sorry na.
so here's my one-liner review. Kim Go-eun shines in this thrilling film that dug deep into depths that were seemingly left unexplored in the story. Okay, Chancy.
Okay, me. Come in for the Shaman Showcase, but leave with a glimpse of South Korea's painful history that will make you want to learn more.
Yes, education is important.
In
Check,
cases
check,
not
check,
just with
check.
South Korea, but in all of our histories.
Ay nako,
Whether
history.
as a people or personal, never forget.
Correct. Hashtag. Okay, and now, nandito na tayo sa part ng aming show kung saan kami ay maglalaro ng game. Alam ko medyo serious ang aming mga usapan kanina. I hope that you guys enjoyed our conversation. And kung meron kayong gustong i-add, please, i-message nyo kami. We're on our socials. We're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And kung gusto nyo rin mag-comment dito sa aming Spotify or on YouTube, pag-usapan natin kasi sobrang dami pang layers na hindi namin nasasabi. So, tara, madami pa kaming space para pag-usapan lahat ito. Pero, ito na nga. Para naman, ang ending natin ay medyo may banlaw din tayo.
Correct.
Ay maglalaro naman tayo ng isa sa mga napakamahalagang theme sa story. Balance.
Yes!
Akala ko sasabihin mo, asin. Banlaw.
Banlaw na asin. Ganyan.
Alat.
Oras na para sa ating balance game. Okay? So, yung pinaka-first natin na balance game, so kung hindi niyo alam, gagawin lang, pipili lang kayo. I'll just say 2 things and then just choose one. Dahil
Okay.
maiksi lang naman to, pwede naman kayong mag-explain ng maiksi kung bakit yon ang inyong sagot. Okay,
Gotcha.
for our first question, gawin naman natin baliktad from Chancy and then me and then Monica. So, pili kayo. A 9-foot monster or a monster that you cannot see.
Ooh.
Tool to
Fancy.
love? Anong context?
In general, ano bang
In
monster
general?
para sa'yo? Kung yung monster ay parang
Monster
maling,
X?
then
Fear?
go.
Ganon.
Monster X? Oo.
Johanny!
Okay,
sa'yo,
9-foot
Karen.
monster or monster X? Oh my God, kinikilabutan ako. Wait lang. Monster I can't see and touch and hear. Tama ba? Can't see,
Oo.
can touch, can hear?
Oo. Ay,
Can
can
smell.
see lang.
Mahahawakan ba
Can
niya ako?
see lang. So, spirit pa rin siya. Pero you can see.
Ikaw
Parang
bahala
ganun?
kung ano yung interpretation mo dun sa monster
Ah,
na
okay.
yun.
Sige.
Kung
Ah,
spirit
okay.
ba siya,
Oh, sige.
kung...
Okay, I'll
Pero
go
hindi
with
mo siya
monster
nakikita.
I can't see.
Ooh.
Mag-explain ka ba?
Nina, okay na yun. Kailangan ko ba explain?
Hindi naman. Okay,
Okay.
sige, go. O,
Okay.
ako next. Ako ang pipiliin ko, 9-foot monster. Ikaw confront ko kung ano man yung monster na yan, kailangan ko siyang makita. Mon.
As a Taurus, aka a sigurista, I would rather see what I need to see. I would rather see my fears, the monsters of my heart, of my
Wow!
thoughts. So yes, 9-foot monster.
Grabe. Parang halos twice our height na siya. Ish.
Correct.
Huwag tayo mag-math. Okay. Dito naman sa ating next na category, ako naman mauna. Me, then Mon, then Chancy. Ang ating tanong ay, black and white or gray area?
Ooh.
Nahirapan ako sa tanong ko. Hindi. Black and white. Gusto ko klaro. Okay.
Ako na ba?
Yes.
Also as a Taurus, black and white, dahil sigurista nga eh.
Tama. Transy.
Ako gray area girl. I appreciate the gray area. More people should be there.
Join me. Ganon.
Join me as a shaman.
Ano yung longitude and latitude nung gray area mo?
35 degree latitude, 23 degree longitude. Tama ba? Ganun ba mag-compute?
Oo.
Hanapin natin
Ata.
yan.
Hindi ko alam kung
Kung
ano
saan
yung
in the
mauna.
world ka mapapadpad.
Correct. Baka nandun yung true love ko.
Oo nga. Ooh.
Basta ang alam ko, yung 127, kaya NCT 127, kasi 127 yung nasan yung Korea. Kung longitude or latitude.
talaga?
hindi ko sure. Pero basta
Hindi ko
127 daw.
alam. Oh,
Dapat pala,
interesting.
127 pala yung akin.
Or baka ano siya, color code. Country code. Hindi ba?
Tawagan natin, check natin
Oo.
mamaya. Okay, para sa ating last question, ito naman ay Monica, then me, then Chancy. Pili kayo ng isa. Lido yun. Sa'yo na siya. Okay? Pero, pili ka lang kung anong klase. Yung lido yun na kumakain ng buhay na isda. Or, lido yun na sumusuka ng dugo. Mon.
Parate.
Oo. Ay, hindi naman parate, hindi naman 24/7. Pero parang, sabihin natin every hour on the hour kailangan susuka siya ng dugo or
Kakain
every
ng isda.
hour on the hour kailangan niya ng buhay na isda to
Oo.
survive.
Ako, I will choose lido yun and isda. Tapos, ima-mindset ko na lang na kumakain lang siya ng sushi.
Correct.
Kahit na yung ulo kompleto,
Oh, kinakain din naman ng ulo, di ba?
Na raw?
Uh-huh.
Na raw?
Kailangan i-blender.
God, it was gross.
May preparation. Ganyan. Kinilaw. Ganyan. Ako, mas gusto ko rin yung kumakain ng buhay na isda. I am not good yung sa mga ina-excrete. Parang, oh no! And it's so dirty. Oh no.
Correct.
Oh my God. Mas madaling linisin yung isda kaysa sa dugo.
Correct.
Pogi ni Lidio yun. Okay. Trancy, ikaw.
Ako din, parang, pag nagsusuka siyang dugo, ibig sabihin, ako yung maglilinis ng dugo. Kasi sa akin na siya eh. Sa akin siya nakatira. So, ibig sabihin, yung kondo, babalutin kong plastic, ganun? Or may bucket parati dyan ng dugo. Tsaka, I mean, unless may kaibigan akong shaman na kailangan ng dugo. Parang dugo lang kabayo. Ganun, for all the rituals. But my answer
dugo ni Lido yun.
Dugo ni Lido yun. Ako, mahal yun paglagay sa black market.
For
the sasengs out there. Pero ang preference ko is Lido yun eating fish. Kasi, same as Monica, sentiment, parang sashimi, it is. And at the same time, pwede ko lang sabihin na he was raised by dolphins.
Oh, cute.
Was raised in Ocean Park.
Oh my gosh, I can see him like that. Ay, a baby Lido yun. Like with dolphins. Tapos gagawa rin siya ng sound. Ano ba yun?
Hindi, tsaka to add, paano kung ang isda na gusto niya is yung maliliit lang, mga dilis. O di madali lang.
Correct.
Diba? Meron lang akong maliit na little pocket, Ziploc bag of live fish I can put in my bag for when he needs it.
At para saan pang nasa Pilipinas tayo, di ba?
Exactly.
Parang, come on.
Grabe yung ating marine biodiversity here.
Right? Meron pa tayong version. Ano gusto mo? Tuyo? Ganyan.
Paano kung ang preference
or
niya?
Or tuna.
Kung yun nga, paano ang preference niya tuna, girl? Tapos kakainin ng buo.
Okay lang. Punta kami ng Jensan. Sarap.
Manny
Shout out sa mga
Pacquiao.
taga-Jensan. Yes.
Shout out,
Okay, so that's our episode. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yay!
Sana nag-enjoy kayo, napaisip kayo, research kayo, usap tayo. Kung shaman kayo, kasi ang mga shaman may bagong pangalan yan eh. Kasi parang, ano yan, parang out with the old, in with the new. Oo, diba? So, kung shaman kayo, bakit?
Ako, yung may tanong? Kung shaman kami, bakit? Hindi, kasi I wanna cater to the 1%. Hello, pinakita naman nila kung gano'n kalaki yung income nila doon. $500,000. Come on.
For one project.
For one project.
Tapos kinumpit pala na dahil cut nila yon. So, ibig sabihin, meron pang cut si Goon. So, mas malaki pa yung babayaran nila.
Sabi natin mga $2 million yung kinita nila. Tapos ano pa sila, libreng airfare papuntang California.
Correct.
First class pa.
First class.
Let's go. So, yun, money.
So, hello sa mga
Yun ang
shaman.
Oo.
Kung kailangan nyo ng friends.
Yeah, hello kay
Willing to eat raw fish.
Correct, for you.